is produced everywhere. Japan is some kind of lightning rod for cursed energy, but draws in not only the cursed energy of the entire Japanese populace, but the cursed energy of the entire planet. And therefore, while eliminating cursed energy from the Japanese populace would get rid of the vast majority of cursed spirits being born, the lessened cursed energy output of the rest of the planet coming to Japan would still mean that cursed spirits were being born there. But also, that's just my theory. There's also the possibility that cursed spirits, like calamity curses, simply remanifest on a reincarnation basis. That has nothing to do with cursed energy being kicked out, and more to do with these cursed spirits just coming back at certain times. And thus there is a possibility in the next couple of chapters we could see characters like Jogo or Hanami come back in order for Yuji to exercise them before they get a chance to come back to Earth, that is. But that, I don't know, kind of feels like a stretch. We already saw what Yuji did to Mahito. We don't need to see him do that to Hanami or Jogo or the Octopus one. Oh, what's its name? I can literally tell you the name of its domain expansion. It's like the Heavenly Sponda or something stupid like that. Oh, I can't remember it. You gonna dag on these nuts? Yeah, all of you just said it screaming at your computer. Gotcha. Now, as to what that means, I don't know. Yeah, gag on these. It's not my best work. I still kind of got you. I'm gonna... Tell me how you felt about the chapter in the comments below. And while you're down there, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noty bell. Now, you'll excuse me, I haven't been able to work out in a month because I've been in Asia, and I've been so buried in work for the last couple of days that I haven't had time to work out. So I'm gonna go vent some fury into some weights.
Bro, I know you like to perform for the sunset, but we ain't gonna give it to the people. Hey, I like that. Y'all on to something. Go ahead and check that phone for me. Yo, bro, it's streaming on DSPs, dog. Who are you? Distro Kid. Keep making them hits.
The AI-powered vocal chain from AutoTune is your cheat code for unlocking your signature vocal tone. Here's how to sound like a pro without knowing the single setting. Let's go! Everything I use is in AutoTune Unlimited. I'm free to try. So subscribe and check out autotune.com today. Always listening.
The multiverse theory suggests that somewhere, as impossible as it may seem, you have a girlfriend. I know. What are the odds of that? Well, given the infinite amount of chances for any decision to have turned out differently, it is definitely, at least theoretically, possible. Every possibility, every astral interacting, every time you didn't spill something on your shirt, at Starbucks, will create different outcomes in those individual universes. And that brings us to today's topic. As humanity are the big brainy brains on the block, and every time fast, we would endeavor to open a window to other universes. However, in build plans, the engineer's thoughts said door rather than to that. As a mysterious mist poured through the doorway, I don't know how big this thing was, but clearly it would be rather large from what we'll find out. Horrific creatures rushed through that doorway into our realm, and it would become apparent that this was kind of a situation that if not handled immediately, all of its ecosystems would be summarily overwhelmed. The small town would be caught in the crossfire trying to survive the nightmarish creatures outside, would result in very likely the obliteration of at least most of the townspeople. So in today's episode, I think it would be fun to talk about how biologically this is very likely a self-limiting problem, that once the portal was actually shut, even without human intervention, it's very unlikely these creatures' own bodies can even support themselves, as we cover the movie The Mist, which has been requested like 1,200 million times on this channel. We kick off today's story with evidently a hat trick of these Stephen King films. As a man paints John Marston, a storm rages outside. The power then shuts off. As across the way, the storm is going absolutely goblin mode. Hopefully, it's not letting in creatures that anyway. The family then watches for a moment, choosing to head downstairs to the basement. Solid move. Though, does Maine actually get tornadoes? Because I know Alabama does, good lord. Also, apparently, this is the year where it snows in every state around us except for this one. Literally, right on the border of Alabama. Super neato, bro. I didn't want to see snow day anyway. So pushing the atmosphere's twisted pranks to the side, trees that knocked over. Marston painting is unfortunately totally destroyed. Looking at the tree and chucking the painting at it, they then hang out in front of their lake house property, surveying the damage. Nibley then runs over with a crazy amount of life and precociousness. Hopefully nothing horrible happens to him. Going to their boat dock, Norton's tree, who he's been asking for years for him to take it down, has crushed his boathouse, which means now it's insurance time. Joy bound. Evidently, his dad has had a property dispute with this guy for quite some time, so they're not exactly the best of friends. Kind of reminds me of one time I had this guy's tree fall in my yard, broke his fence. This my house poked a few holes in my lawn. The dude comes over at like midnight, freaking out in the middle of a storm, saying insurance would call it an act of God, so nobody's at fault. Like, brother, calm down. They landed on some grass. We ended up just splitting the firewood between us, but the sheer panic was absolutely wild to me. It's not that big of a deal. Anyhow, diplomacy with neighbors first is typically the way to go. They live right next to you, and I'm throwing way too many parties, or at least I did, to be at odds with them. They would have legitimate grounds for grievances otherwise. So as they look out, a fog, or as somebody even call it, a mist of sorts, perhaps, is creeping down from the mountains. Ooh, scary. Although that does not look natural at all. I would have to assume that's some sort of chemical leak given the thickness of that fog. Anyhow, Dad of the Year is heading over to go say howdy to his neighbor to get the insurance information. Walking up on Captain Holt, he asks to exchange the info, as Captain's car has also been destroyed in the storm. Given this circumstance, he then asks for a ride as they head into town, as the linemen head down the road. Also, hold up, what is his dad driving? Brother, is that a Toyota MJ55? Makes sense that would be the vehicle to be utilized to survive interdimensional rifts, leading to literal monsters being led to birth. I believe this is the 1968 model, those are 3-speed manuals. And they gave it the legendary 3.9 liter that gave you only about 125 horsepower. They were just 6-bangers, so nothing too wild. And they would actually give you like 9 to 12 miles per gallon, which will be an issue later. And given it's the end of the world, though, a Land Cruiser would absolutely be the vehicle that you would want. Also, I had someone get upset when I talk about cars and apparently don't know enough about them to talk about them. Alternatively, shut up. That's not the most dumb thing I've ever heard in my life. I'll tell you, I'll let some nerd who knows everything about cars tell you can't jump into the culture of it. Everyone starts with 0 knowledge. I think I've acquired 12 knowledge at this point, and those metrics totally, hold up. It's the compliment to choose your
I would definitely recommend TurboTax. My tax expert, she was amazing. She answered all of my questions. It all just felt super easy and transparent. You gotta try it. You have to.
This is Gigi, and for every donation we get on our fundraiser, she shall get one treat. Go check out our GoFundMe for our short film to feed this delightful little fur baby.
Anyhow, Captain Holt then talks about how the crashed flying saucer up there at Project Arrowhead is probably what happened, as the military is also rolling down the road as well. Now, one must ask, is he being serious? I mean, where would we have gotten the potential portal tech? I'd like to think we developed it ourselves and didn't use some cursed Xeno advancements, but who knows? I also know we're about to drop the Star of Peace on Cyberstan, so go take care of the bot front. Anyways, getting to the store, the dad then leaves his youngling with Raymond as the phone is out. Heading inside the store is going absolutely crazy style, with Mrs. Copeland walking in next. That joke will make sense later, and she's already upset the lines are wrong. Yes, the world is not revolve around you. Captain Holt then walks away as Dad of the Year's son asks if they're going to be friends. No. Mending the fence is more than anything, literally due to the property dispute. Some soldiers then walk in next. Military police comes in looking around, finding the other soldiers, cops, and fire department drive by, as the MP then tells them their leave has been canceled, and he doesn't know why. Hanging out, the sirens then start going off to alert the town. They're straight up not about to have a good time, as a man then comes in yelling, "There's something in the mist!" As then he tells them to shut the doors. One guy then makes a break for his car as yelling is heard as soon as the fog rolls over him. Like, really? That quick? bit strange, isn't it? So, wondering what it could be, everyone then looks out as Mrs. Copeland says it's death out there as the ground starts shaking earthquake style, scaring the holy hell out of them. Captain Holton gets up, threatening to sue the entire planet as Mrs. Copeland says it's the end of days. Captain Holt raises his hand once more, saying, surely someone is able to be sued here. Why did I use that joke twice? But he insists on it. A woman then crashes out as her 8-year-old youngling is at home alone. She asks if anyone will help a lady through the fog. No. For all you know, that air is toxic out there. Seriously, fog like that is thick beyond reasoning, which is usually a good thing. For an aerial event, that is definitely not a good thing because it means there's chemicals in there. Heading outside, well, this looks terrible. She then disappears into the mist to totally not get got by interdimensional monsters. Dad of the Year's youngling then starts crashing out horribly as he says he wants his mom. Well, all you've got is your dad, although it's pretty valid. As everyone then just sits there talking to one another, as is standard with Dean Koontz books, they then break off into individual groups, forming the parent figure club over here. This guy really does be leaving his youngling with anyone, I guess. And then heading back to the carbon monoxide is just straight up leaking into this building, shutting off whatever that thing is. He then trips over everything. I mean, clearly it's a generator. I don't know why I was confused. But another group is also starting to form. This Copeland, who's sure not to cause problems later. I'd like to call it the God Squad, but that's not God. That's someone with an ego using God. So the Ego Alliance. As Dad of the Year then looks around, the garage door starts flexing as something begins banging on it. He runs out to the front and tells them he turned off the generator and then asks if anyone else heard that weird noise. Mr. Mechanic says he had a scare, as in they sent Bag Boy to...
ちょっと見入っちゃいました。いや、これはかっこいいです。今回実はですね、見てくださった方、若干わかる方もいるかもしれないですけど、割とこう運営側も意識しているのが、4周年で。
How do we eat while using more of this? We found solutions. Adopting newer, modern technology can boost recycling across America, but we need the policies to champion that move. It's how we stay competitive. We can help power the next generation of American manufacturing. It's time to expand American recycling to help meet the growing demand for products made with recycled plastic. Plastic. It's made to be more.
Your favorite browser just got better. Again. Meet the latest updates to Gemini and Chrome, like a new side panel for more browsing and less toggling. Recall the sites you visited and chats you had. And get simple, personally relevant answers to your complex questions. Work with other Google apps like Gmail from the side panel. It's like the... Without pushing tabs. Make progress on your plans with Auto Browse to assist you with routine tasks that normally slow you down. From finding and applying discount codes to adding items to your cart, Gemini and Chrome can handle it, keeping you in the loop. With security protections in place on the browser you trust. keep track of new updates from Chrome.
Is this the end, bro? Because we got some bad news, man. And guys, the channel has been kicked off for the YouTube partner program.
Until August 2023, Fresh and Fit were removed from the YouTube partner program. For some of you guys who are just YouTube subscribers, you probably don't know what that means. It means that Fresh and Fit.
It means, you ain't getting nothing no more. It means you about to feel this pain. You about to feel this. If you depended on us as a revenue source, I hope you don't know more. Because we have felt as if you wronged us. So we're going to wrong you. That's what that means.
Are still on YouTube, that they can post content on YouTube, but they cannot get monetized from YouTube. In other words, if they were making hundreds of $1,000s a month, they can still post, but they're not getting one red dime. This caused a real big issue for Fresh and Fit because no longer could they rely on their bread and butter. I believe Fresh and Fit was the number 1 or number 2 or top 3 super chatted channel in the world, just receiving $1 to $2 million in super chats as it was. And that forced them to really go hard on Rumble. Now, don't get me wrong, they are doing pretty good on Rumble, but Rumble isn't like YouTube. YouTube continues to grow and has a wider audience. You can kind of cut your clips up and get monetized there. And not only did Fresh and Fit get demonetized from YouTube, all of their individual channels got demonetized from YouTube. So
really?
Walter Weeks, aka Fresh CEO's personal channel was demonetized.
Really?
Games and his subsequent channels were all monetized, making it literally impossible for them to make money on the platform. But
okay, I didn't know that. I thought only one channel. With that, then I understand a little bit why them boys started going so hard. Well, why Myron started going so hard in another way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might believe some of that shit, but he gotta perform like he really is like on some monkey shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll do whatever you want me to do. Whoever fuck with me, I'll do it. However else I could get some money, however else I could be in somebody's face, like, I'll do it. Just please save me. It makes sense. I get that, because it's like once you make it so much, and then they take everything, like your main source, that rewires your brain. You know what I'm saying? That does something to your mental. That changes the brain, your brain chemistry. So it makes sense why, like, Muzzles is genuinely just going crazy. That's really just what's going on. Imagine you make X amount of dollars, it all goes away. You don't think some type of mental trauma? This shit is a victim, bro. We've been making fun of this thing all this time, but this guy he's been mentally altered. That's what happened. Justice for Myron and Big nigga with the short hair. Forgot his name. Brett.
there's more. In January 2026, YouTube updated some of these guidelines, and even some people who were banned before were able to come back, like dramatizations of controversial and sensitive topics like domestic abuse, sexual harassment, politics. These certain genres or pockets of content were eligible for full ad revenue because it wasn't before. Now, it doesn't mean that you can talk about that in a negative way where it's hate speech, but you can't give money. And some people that were talking similar to Fresh and Fit got remonetized. Nick Fuentes was unbanned for a little bit, so was Nico. But the best story of this was Just Pearly Things. Just Pearly Things was fully reinstated by the YouTube partner program after she was out of it for about 2 years. But guess who was not reinstated by YouTube?
Can I get a medium coffee, please? A medium, please? A medium.
Or you could simply press a button.
Because each K-Cup pod contains freshly ground coffee, precision measured for a perfectly delicious cup. So there's no effort, no grind, no need to go fast. Great coffee without the grind. Keurig.
Your GMC empowers your journey. Our expertise empowers your GMC. Our certified service experts like you know the importance of being specialized. Schedule your service today.
Fresh and Fit. Woo! Now, Fresh and Fit have been on Twitter literally crying about not being able to get their money back on YouTube. And the person that's doing the most crying is your boy, Walter Weeks. Let's look at what he's been posting. YouTube, reinstate Fresh and Fit monetization and stop targeting conservatives. We've been demonetized since August 2023. We applied to YouTube Partner Program multiple times, been denied without clear reasons or direct dialogue. So we have been forced to go public. Woo!
Alright, before we dive back into the video, I know y'all don't really skip these ads because I ain't gonna lie, I do too. Don't skip me just because the guys over at Free Cash are supporting this video. Free Cash is the program where you can literally earn money by trying free apps in the game. It is 100% free to sign up. All you need is an email and a password. You'll see a list of games with tasks like reach level 5 or complete a few missions. And once you do that, they credit your account. Credits on the real cash where you cash out through PayPal or gift card. You do not have to worry about them selling your data. They track your progress so that way they know when to pay you. And the reason this works is very simple. Games and apps want more people on their platform. They pay Free Cash to get people onto their app, and Free Cash shares the money with you. It's very simple. I've had a lot of supporters come to me saying they're making an extra $5 to $10 a day. Not life changing, but it adds up. Very rarely I've seen very big payments. I've had somebody come to me and said they make $500 before. No data to lose, no money to lose. It's free, fast, and it's paying people every single day. Hit the link in my description or scan the QR code on the screen. Try a couple games and DM me when you cash out. Lay out. We've been forced to go public. But do you think after that whole thing, do you think they don't see shit like they're YouTube? You don't think they see the shit where they go and you don't think they see when they see people trying to apply to their shit, but they're out in certain places playing HH? You don't think they see that? Like, YouTube is smart. How do you think they've grown to what they are today? They're smart. They know how to do this. How to live. You think you're just gonna get away with that, and then y'all doing this and setting y'all so bad?
Talk about their sexual harassment, self-harm, all of that. YouTube called Opals too restrictive. We restructured to compliant financial with 0 strikes. Yet we were denied on January 14, 2026. And he's tagging all these people on YouTube. Now, another reason why YouTube is basically opening their playbook is because of the rise of other platforms. You have Facebook monetization now. There's TikTok, there's Snapchat, there's Instagram. There's also Rumble. So people are going to where the money is, especially controversial creators. Just because they're controversial, it doesn't mean that YouTube doesn't want their money. YouTube does want their money. But Walter Weeks and Myron Gaines are not going to get any of it. Woo! He posts again. YouTube is losing $1 to $2 million a year in share revenue. Pre-demonetization, Fresh and Fit was the #1 super chat channel in the United States, generating $1 to $2 million a year in super chats. Now, 30%, which is what YouTube takes, they're getting $300,000 a year off of that to $600,000. Demonetization ended that for both sides. If Fresh and Fit were not demonetized, this number could have easily doubled or tripled.
There's truth there. There's truth. They could have went crazier. But at the same time, getting so much money. Yeah, there's so many new creators coming on the platform. That money was made back. Fast. It's more money. Like, this probably hurts a smaller business, but we're talking about so big said YouTube. People, they're willing to let go. People willing to let go $300,000 to $600,000 to ensure that they don't get no flack for hosting niggas that don't align with
with their guidelines. They're like, 600,000. I think we'll let that go. We'll get that from somebody else. We're letting new creators win. We can click the button and then create and turn this channel up right now. We're not working.
YouTube is losing $1 to $3 million a year before operating rules, while similar channels monetize their business content. Now, we're going to talk about these channels because he starts actually snitching on some of his followers. He stated this in Exhibit D. Similar debate channels fully monetized. Channels like the Podcast, Michael Sartain, Lola Sabasi, which one is boys, Adam Vegas, Pearl Davis, who's going to podcast. Temple's Culture War, all debating social commentary, earning super chat ads January 7th, 5th, 2026. So literally, this dude goes to other people's channels, right? And he's screenshotting the fact that they are getting super chat.
They're breaking the rules.
He also continues. Fresh and Fit has 0 active strikes and is in full compliance, especially in the latest reapplication. Yet YouTube denied monetization on January 14th by importing 2 old harassment warnings from non-submitted Myron Game text just 2 days before January 16, 2026 guideline update, allowing for revenue for exact non-graphic controversial commentary. Now, this is important because he's laying out the case because he's saying, listen, you haven't done anything on YouTube. You are not trying to bring us back onto the monetization program. So this is YouTube's fault, right?
Addiction is not a failure. It's a treatable medical condition. The Master Center for Addiction Medicine's team of medical professionals, therapists, and peer recovery coaches offer compassionate care to help people.
The win.
Visit Randomness.com. Call 888-9. You're closer to
Me. Rush steady. Feel nothing. Me. The win. Make some choice.
Right here. One single pin says you can have all your social media in one thing. We're doing all, everything.
Great hero.
Let's go.
See, being a YouTuber is not just being a YouTuber or being a part of the YouTube program. You see, because there are things on YouTube that can get you kicked off of YouTube, even though
You didn't do them on YouTube. You know you didn't do them on YouTube. You could still do them. It's like if you work something and you do something outside of your job that's just super heinous and wild. I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm just saying they do something super heinous and wild. But then your job calls you, hey, we happen to see what you did, don't come back to work. This is all that is. Hey, man, you're doing things, don't come back to work. Or if you really want to work here, you should come back to work, but you're not getting paid. You're going to clean up something outside the establishment. Shit, I'm not going to stop. But you're not getting paid for that.
not doing anything on YouTube. Let me give you the case of EDP.
I was just about to say that. I was just in my head like, EDP.
445. Any of you guys remember this one?
Man, so what brings you out to these guys? Well, it's coming out here to Black Rock. That, wow,
Good boy. That ain't it. Blast off. Nigga took them bitches off like a fizzle mine.
pick up the puck
At this time, EDP 445 was not looking to make a video. He was looking to meet an underage young lady. It was fake. It was a sting. He got caught up in the sting and he was guilty of it. So what did YouTube do? YouTube took down his channel. And not only did YouTube take down all his channels, he lost all his sponsorships. And not only that, guys, get this. Facebook removed him. He tried to start Uber, they removed him also. They removed him also. He had to change his legal name, literally. That's how bad it was for the guy. Couldn't get work anyway. Alright? So what does that mean? That means if you do controversial things outside of the YouTube platform, even if you're not on YouTube, they don't want to be associated with it because, listen, you have people who are investing their money, big companies with big time advertisers, and you can't defend somebody when you're a big time advertiser when you have a person like EDP 445. It's the same thing with Fresh and Fit. They're saying that YouTube is losing $1 to $2 million a year when YouTube is grossing billions of dollars a year.
Nigga, I'm tell you, like, they're not worried about it. It's good.
And not all money is good money. And I'm going to give you an example. Now, you would think that Fresh and Fit would change their behavior since they've been kicked offline, right? Well, let's see what they're doing.
Where do you rank black women in terms of attractiveness?
All the way at the bottom. Very bottom.
Multitude of reasons.
So that's Byron going around still disrespecting black women. There's like hundreds of clips of him doing that right now.
That's a whole, you done gained all types of dudes. That shit too. You done gained all types of dudes, hard ass, fly ass, wild ass clips. Good.
Extreme as hell. He's continuing that same behavior on it, right? He's never stopped. So, and now he's still today because of his rhetoric outside of the platform. And so, if they were to monetize him on YouTube, it means that they agree with what he's talking about. And basically, they're advertisers when he's saying stuff like that. But it gets worse. Every issue, every issue in society, feminism. Every single one. Feminism. Now, if you look at walk.
Right, he would have been he won. He gained a lot. With the money and all that, he was right on the hotel. Bro, he gained a lot. It's like, bro, I feel like a lot of niggas would respect this nigga more if he just had it. He's kind up there and like, so, come on, bro. It's on there, come on. Like, he was made it to go. Yeah. That's not what I feel. I feel like this, I feel like that. Y'all people like that type of content. That's what people do on this stuff. Y'all want to say something. Kill brothers, they go out there and got that thing on. Like that contract. It's okay to just go on there and Albert and say that. You gotta be confident. And it's like, you know, a lot of people get on this thing for the hypocrite thing, right? And because what they were selling is, oh, we do this, we do this, we do this. That's another issue they had. Is they claim that they live in this life, but they live in the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just saying, hey,
I'm not perfect, but I should. This is how you should live, though. I know I should be living like this, but sometimes I know we mess up. You know what I'm saying? Not just being so radical, like that would help them, but not my situation. But I just know Fresh would be in a much better position if he spoke up for himself.
Walter is very unhappy with what's going on. He doesn't like what Myron is doing. But let's go further.
So,
I do love things. Try to get healthy. Because my grandpa every Sunday, I've never twice on Wednesday and worry and stay on the same shit sleigh. But John, sorry, darling. I mean, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm an AI engineer. I actually thought so. What do you guys programming?
Etc. What's homosexuality?
So we had to bleep out the obvious word, which was actually the Jews, but he's blaming the Jews for the LGBTQ, he's blaming the Jews for all the other stuff. And then many of these companies are owned by people who are at least sympathetic to the Jewish cause. So you're talking as an anti-Semite, like you're mocking the Jews, like wearing certain t-shirts to AmFest, which you can't show. And you do this all the time. And then if YouTube remonetizes you, they're going to get letters from, they're going to get letters from the ADF, the Anti-Defamation League, right? And so you guys have created a scenario. You never change your behavior. You continue to do stuff. Not only that, kicking women off, calling them the B words. People have fought on your live streams. You have women fighting on your live stream, people getting hit on your live stream, right? And that is something that's also dangerous for the advertisers. And then you have these guys here that are still crying and moaning and saying that YouTube owes them something when you just can't go around in life getting whatever you want and then think that the world is going to go ahead and rock with you. It's no different than Anti-Daniel, which is the fact that they attacked my daughter because she's light-skinned, or ultimate situation with TMZ. And look, you gotta take accountability for your behavior. Okay? When you're dealing with other grown-ups here, they're grown-ups, whose money, and that's one of the reasons why Corey said, I can't get a show. Yeah, because you're too expensive to deal with. That's why. Your problems are so much. Even if you do have talent, even if you can sell the place out, even if you are Myron, and you can bring $1 to $2 million in revenue. It's not worth the 10 or 20 or $100 million in revenue that they can lose because you're back on the platform. Because if you're back on the platform, people are definitely going to know you're back on the platform. And guess what? They're going to say, you know what? This company here is supporting this. Like, let's say, for example, you're McDonald's, and Fresh and Fit's video comes up, and you see McDonald's with an ad on Fresh and Fit's video. Then somebody can call out McDonald's for that. And I'm going to give you an example of another guy who was banned for not even breaking a rule on YouTube. You ever heard of Floyd Wallace Jr.? Never heard of him. Floyd Wallace Jr. was this guy who, as you know, got caught in, for doing something that was with underage individuals. Okay? In articles, he was referenced as an American YouTuber. Okay? He was referenced as that. YouTube did not shut his channel
one green sock and one more sock
down because of his ongoing behavior on the platform. He wasn't breaking community guidelines at the time. But what they did do is they shut down all of his channels completely that he was associated with. And they were all shut down. They were shut down quickly, fast, and in a hurry. The reason why is because YouTube will not be associated with somebody who is behaving in that manner. Okay? If you go out and get convicted or accused of doing the GRAPE or something like that, yes, they are going to shut you down, right?
Right.
Because you become a danger to the brand. There was this YouTuber, okay, Manuel Ruiz, also known as Sin City Men, okay?
It's the guy that shot the other guy. Yeah. That's crazy.
Now this guy, he ended up shooting the YouTuber and his wife in Las Vegas, okay? Shot him with a gun.
Damn, I never even knew like what ended up being the whole. I'm sure he just life in prison.
Now, was this something that automatically happened on his YouTube channel? No, he didn't break any rules on his YouTube channel, but he literally killed another YouTuber.
Yeah.
So his channel was automatically
Give me that.
What? Shut down.
Give me that channel.
Right. That's
you
exactly
you can't do that here.
exactly what happened. So guys, what do you think?
I don't know what they're thinking. That being said, let me know what y'all think though. Like the video, sub up, comment, visual channel, layout. I appreciate you. We're going. Let dog.
Extortion attempt. His response had everyone scratching their head. He said, first off, I know Messi is another classic
They are chain denim on your nipple.
The nostalgia getting destroyed by adult criminal behavior, and today we are going to deep dive into the entire story because this one is unbelievable. Kyle Massey's entry into the entertainment industry wasn't fueled by ambition, nor was it a lifelong dream. Kyle was introduced to the business through his older brother Chris, who was best known for his role as Michael in the Nickelodeon sitcom Zoe 101.
Nice you. Yeah, Zoe.
Kyle would tag along with his mother and his brother to auditions, which ultimately led to the win and getting his first job.
Take him my finger.
Los Angeles, where both brothers Disney Channel show Even Stevens, but instead of being
this tune up that came out. But this guy.
Sorry, everybody. It's time.
She flagged out too. So the only ones that got away with this young lady here, and my God.
Raven and decided to give Kyle a role on that show, which ended up being one of the most successful shows in Disney Channel history. That's so great.
Little, it's just the little face on the big face. Take some win. So everybody pays a little portion to the hand. You see this kind of
Disney Channel history. That's so Raven follows Raven Baxter, a teen girl who has some visions that sometimes predict the future. The show had a repetitive and predictable formula, but it was also genius. Every episode would essentially start with Raven having a vision of something bad, dangerous, scary, or deadly in the future. She would then spend the entire episode desperately trying to stop that outcome, only for her overall reactions and interference to be the very thing that causes the vision to be true. That show so popular was less about the plot and more about Raven's chemistry with her best friends, Eddie and Chelsea, as well as her dynamic with her family, which included her younger brother Corey, played by Kyle Massey. Corey is introduced as a clever, mischievous kid who is always plotting how to impress his friends or get over
The win.
Very similar to the character of Megan, Andre, and Josh, Corey is super confident, sometimes cocky, often weak.
Oh, it's just big ass collar shirt. Big ass collar shirt.
Sometimes cocky, often weak, and he's outsmarted everyone around him.
The win.
Corey's sibling rival.
Big ass collar shirt.
Corey revolves around the two finding one another, which felt like a relatable sibling experience that is rarely shown.
This nigga in a big ass collar shirt. So he have a big ass collar shirt.
His character is that he was way funnier and more charismatic than constantly bickering and fighting initially for each other. That's so Raven was a massive hit. It reached 3.4 million viewers, which was higher than the Disney original series premiere at that time. It continued to grow as a random episode deep into season 3 would secure as much as 5 million viewers. The show and cast were nominated for various awards over 30 times. They wrote books based around the show, sold video games, were nominated for 2 awards. Episodes, that's so Raven Raven's songs popularity for which ended up benefiting Kyle Massey's Disney Channel executives pitched That's So Raven to show followed Raven to college, but Raven had been working in the entertainment industry since she was 3 years old and wanted to retire by age 18, so she ultimately decided not to take on a new role.
That's what happened. Back to the video. I know y'all don't really skip these ads because I ain't gonna lie, I do too. I don't skip these because the guys over at Free Cash are supporting this video. Free Cash is the program where you can literally earn money by trying out free apps and games. It is 100% free to sign up. All you need is an email and a
password. You'll see a list of games with tasks like reach level 5 or complete a few missions. And once you do that, they credit your account. Credits from the real cash you can cash out through PayPal or gift card. You do not have to worry about them selling your data. They track your progress so that way they can pay. And the reason this works is very
Fix that
simple.
roof, it's gonna leak all over again.
On their phone. They pay free cash to get people onto their app, and free cash shares the money with you. It's very simple. I've had a lot of supporters come to me saying they're making an extra $5 to $10 a day. Not life changing, but it adds up. Very rarely I've seen very big payments. I've had somebody come to me and said they make $500 before. No data to lose, no money to lose. It's free, fast, and it's paying people every single day. Hit the link in my description or scan the QR code on the screen. Try a couple
Gracias.
cash out. Lay out. Let
De nada.
which forced the network to shift focus and develop a spin-off around Kyle Massey instead.
I remember this little white nigga right here. Little. This guy reminded me of a nigga named Jake. I knew him in school. His name was Jake.
Oh yeah,
Jake Rose. Yeah.
they're talking about the black dude, but they were
that y'all remember when I told y'all.
Yeah.
He
It was a
had
video.
us bro keep eggs at a special kid's house, but he didn't tell me that they were professional. So I'm like, I always gotta bring that part. But yeah, he reminded me of this nigga named Jake Rose. They had their blonde hair and they just like
But first, picture this. You're about to board a plane and you notice one of the engines is smoking. There's a good reason that you wouldn't trust that plane. Just like there's a reason why Morgan is American. Corey in the House follows Corey Baxter as he leaves San Francisco and moves to Washington, D.C. to live in the White House. Corey's father, Victor Baxter, is hired as the personal chef to the President of the United States. As soon as he gets there, Corey wastes no time getting into trouble, but the chaos is more ridiculous because they are inside the most powerful government building in the world.
And there's the thing. Becca, I've got some work to do, okay? I am going to fix this with Grandma Peru's old-timey Mojave
Hurry up!
creative.
If you don't fix that roof, it's gonna leak all over again.
Dash of Vietnamese.
Corey's plans usually clash with the strict rules and routines of presidential life, leading to comedic situations involving Secret Service agents and the presidential family.
You could lick my hand all day.
I remember that show that had that glasses back then.
Favorite browser?
My God. Yeah, he was in there. He was playing his ass before the scene started.
Personally relevant answers to your complex questions. Work with other Google apps like Gmail from the side panel. Without switching tabs. Make progress on your plans with Auto Browse to assist you with routine tasks that normally slow you down. From finding and applying discount codes to adding items to your cart, Gemini and Chrome can handle it, keeping you in the loop. With security protections in place on the browser you trust. Keep track of new updates from Chrome.
So I think one of the things that it's important to point out is that your origin story and my origin story are similar. I had fathers who were very strict, even though we were born on opposite sides of the ocean and under very different circumstances. What we were good at as young people, what we were interested in, focused on growing. Yours was Marty's, mine was speaking, led to a career. Hi everybody, welcome to the Oprah podcast, and thank you for giving us your time.
While Corey in the House was not as popular nor culturally
You
iconic
should
as
think
that
about
of
how he
Reagan, it maintained solid cable ratings. Rank as the network's most watched show for that week. The show was originally planned for
I just be hating her commercials be like 3 hours long.
So
I don't want to hear that shit. I don't like her. She get on my fucking nerves.
Corey goes overboard on a large boat and an accident occurred. because the boat was rented, the crew couldn't make the usual modifications to ensure safety while filming. The plan
I
was
don't
for
watch
Kyle to stay his
podcasts.
lines at the edge of the boat, then a stunt person would set
Very
the leave
occasionally
off
I'll
the
watch
side
a
of the boat
podcast.
and jump onto a stack of thick
I don't remember the last time I
below.
watched a
Instead, Kyle
podcast.
jumped over the edge
Actually,
of the
no,
boat
I think it was
himself.
Tech
Kyle
Talent's
thought it would be
podcast.
really funny if he did the fall. When Kyle
But
fell
he
off the
started at the
boat,
beginning
he
of
hit the
this
mat at an
week when he
angle,
got out of the
rolling off
struggle.
and smashing his head on the concrete soundstage floor. He was rushed to the hospital. Once medically
last
cleared,
week.
Massey returned to shoot more episodes for the season, but the show would ultimately be canceled for other reasons. And that's because at this time, the 2007 and 8 Writers Guild
Oh, I forgot about this. I forgot about
Guild
this.
of America strike began, where TV and film writers refused to work due to ridiculous scraps compared to the massive profits the studios were making. The strike lasted 100 days and brought Hollywood to a standstill. Television shows shut down production, series got shortened or canceled, and scripted TV mostly disappeared for months while reality shows brought.
Look what month this happened in. Bro, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. Look what month this happened in. It be weird shit going on in April. Come on.
In to fill the gap. Corey in the House was one of those shows that essentially ended because of the strike. In the end, Disney Channel aired 34 episodes of the show, but now Kyle Massey's future in Hollywood was uncertain. Like many child stars, Kyle was too associated with his youthful, exaggerated, fake, Disney-like persona, making it difficult for studios to cast him or market him.
What other movie is Corey from Corey in the House? That's so Raven stuff. What other show, like when your face is like this, they go through shit, but you know what I'm saying? Unless I think people like Zendaya. I think
He said when you're ugly,
who came out of this?
you can get away with being on a boom show.
Zendaya was cute though.
Ariana Grande
Zendaya
came
wasn't
out of
on that
this.
show,
I'm
did they?
trying to see the correlation.
I think
People who are successful in this show.
I'm not talking about what you're talking about. I'm talking about what he's talking about.
Please like the Jack Cody. They didn't come. There's no way they could do that. They tried, but they didn't make it happen. Selena Gomez, Serena Carpenter.
But he was pretty. She not ugly. She not pretty now. She got ugly, but she got like a disease.
Is there any guy, Corbin Blue? He couldn't make it out of it. After he gave
Now
up
she looks swollen. She looks like a blueberry. She looked like
Drake Bell.
she looked like she ate
Even when you saw Drake
that
and
thing.
other
Justice
shit,
the big old stinking.
no, that Efron, but that Efron,
Oh, the one that the bitch that turned purple.
he was like he did.
That's what she remind me of. Every time I see her, I'm like, damn. She went to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and ate the wrong thing. That's her disease is.
I think it's lupus. I do remember this.
I do not have cancer, and I don't know where this inconsiderate and insensitive rumor originated from. And looking back on this, I think another reason why rumors were being spread about Kyle Massey was because of his developing close relationship.
Oh, you're talking about Drake? Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking about Drake Bell.
It's great to have coding tools that don't just generate code, but also help you move
People
forward
always
when
compare
you're building
Drake
something.
to the
Especially
Disney
tools that
kid
can stop
when he was a
in when
Degrassi
things break,
motherfucker.
when a
And he
project
had a
feels
great
messy,
career
or when you
and
don't
literally
want to
only
solve
acted for
every bug,
what?
every little issue yourself.